Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So, really quickly on the issue of immigration, the solution is simple. People who are desperate, who need a place to go, need a region that is safe and secure, what have you. All over the world, there used to be tribes that treated people a lot more fairly than the governments of the world. And there's a consensus, more or less, that that's the case. You have everything from people who are treated completely fairly to people who are treated a lot more fairly than they're being treated by the governments of the world. So, to say that people who the colonists have, made suffer, who colonialism and neocolonialism has caused them to suffer, okay? To say to them that they got to go back to a country that you describe as a hellhole is like saying to them to go to hell. You're saying that you know that your country and your policies and your governments and your administrations have ruined their countries and made them extremely unsafe. MS-13, for example, and MS-18 are the products of American thinking and American gangs that went back to that country and raised all hell in a way that has caused them to be one of the most notorious gangs in the entire world. They were made in America, not made in El Salvador. To say to these people, after you've ruined their countries in so many ways, your policies, your exploitation of their labor abroad, your globalism, that you know that they're powerless to change their situations because foreign governments make sure things go a certain way in their countries, and everyone knows it, every historian knows it, every economist knows it, every political science major or someone with a political science degree knows it. Basically, everybody knows it. To say to them, hey, go back to your hellhole country that we made hell, is evil. Why can't we make a region for them somewhere on this planet, where they can live in a way that is fair and just and right? There's no shortage of people who, if they weren't being threatened or coerced, could govern fairly. We can look at the economy. We can pass certain laws that people cannot be poor past a certain point, okay? Or the wealth of the rich is redistributed more until those people are housed and fed and have a certain and reasonable access to health care, where the numbers line up. Efficacy and efficiency. Cost-effective solutions in a way that everyone can agree upon. Government or private sector. You wouldn't pay more than this for a tiny home or for a small home. Neither should they. You wouldn't pay more than this for health care. Neither should they. You wouldn't want to be fed less than this. Neither should they be fed less than that. It's simple. Tribes, countless tribes, hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of tribes all across the world made sure that people in their area were fed and clothed and housed. And they scrambled to help them out to make sure that they didn't suffer from poverty. And they were successful to large degrees. Those same tribes were given more technology to control the flow of food and things of this nature. They would have still been successful at making sure everyone has a home and everyone is fed and taken care of. So why can't we do that for these immigrants in 2025? Why on earth would we even consider not helping them out? Why on earth would we consider contributing to a global process that starves 9 million people to death every year? They starve or die of hunger-related issues. And there's other problems as well. There's communicable and non-communicable disease. Infectious and non-infectious diseases. Dysentery. People drinking water that's contaminated because they're dying of thirst. People eating dirt because they're starving to death. And you think the answer is to keep starving them to death and telling these immigrants to go die in a country that you have corrupted and ruined? instead of helping them make that country better in a way that is definitive and rapid, or giving them a region that is secure for them to go to, be it in America or otherwise. I would rather die than do nothing while this plays out. I'd rather die than be controlled opposition using psychology, pretending he's doing something. I'm going to insist on justice with every breath that I take.